Welcome back again, everyone. Today we're reviewing another new cigar from the Torano family. This is the new Exodus Finite. And this is the Robusto 4 7/8 by 52. This is a new blend on the Exodus family of cigars. This is an all Nicaraguan. Let's see here. The filler is from Esteli, Condega, and Ometepe. There's a jalapa binder and a Habana seed jalapa wrapper. Now, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Bruce Lewis, explains, although the wrapper and binder are both grown in Nicaragua's Jalapa region, the wrapper is shade-grown Viso and comes from a higher priming, whereas the binder is sun-grown Seco and is among the first leaves picked. So I'm very interested in this cigar. As anyone knows me can attest, I like Nicaraguan cigars, and new blends interest me. This is the what would you think is the last blend of the Exodus 59 Finite, with a name like Finite? We'll have to wait and see on that, but let's get right to it. The Torano Exodus 59 Finite. All right, before we cut the cap, couple things I neglected on this go around this cigar. There is your density, and it does feel nice in the hand. Even the shot of the filler, it's a very dark looking cigar. Look at it again. And the cigar itself is a rather dark brown. Interesting thing to point out, the symbol at the bottom of the cigar, which you see it says 2013. That's the symbol for, I've always been told, infinity. It's you never end, goes round and round and round. And figure 8, and the name of the cigar is the Finite. So it means nothing. I was just pointing that out. Now we have to remove the little band here at the foot, which I can usually take it and just twist it right off of there. There we go. We'll see that again later in the final clip. All right. This should be interesting. Okay. We took off just a minimum, and we've got a nice draw there. You can hardly tell where I took it off, but it's a good draw. That's a good start. There's some nice notes of cream initially. Now we're starting to, that's the second or third puff, starting to get much more sweeter flavors in the cedar family. I'm getting a nice sweetness of some cedar, cream notes, and some notes of some type of a roasted nut. I would say the pepper is somewhere in the neighborhood of 7, between 7 and 8. As you retrohale, if those of you who do, there's a lot of pepper notice there, and it does seem like it's a black pepper. So I'm going to stop right there. We'll get to the finish as we get just a touch further. But the Torano Exodus Finite, nice start. Be right back. I'm about an inch in. And one thing I failed to mention earlier is there are only 3,000 boxes of these cigars produced. As I said before, it is a Nicaraguan Puro, which is first in a long time for Torano. Another interesting point worth noting now, the flavors are about like I described initially. The cedar is sweeter. It's getting sweeter as we go. There are those cream notes to go along with it, and those roasted nut flavors. There is a little earthiness mixed in there following that. I would call the cigar medium bodied. The pepper is about like I described earlier. The finish is one pretty much of a sweet cream, and there is some lingering black pepper. So that's where we are at this early point. Let's see where it goes from here. Well, I guess I'm about 1.5 inches in now, maybe getting close to 2 inches. And there's been a flavor change. The cedar is now morphing over to more of a nutmeg and white chocolate. The nuttiness is still there, but those two flavors have seemed to take the place of the cedar, and they are sweet with some richness. That is the thickness of the white chocolate flavor gets your attention. Everything else is about the same. But that was a nice flavor change, and it happened at about the 1.5 inch point. Well, we're here at the band, and the flavors are changing again. It's more along the lines of there are some cedar notes now, and there's a sweetness, a dark sweetness, something in the direction of raisin. There are quite a bit of those roasted nut flavors right now. Quite a bit. They're quite prominent. I don't really have the cream anymore. I don't really have the nutmeg anymore. The white chocolate flavor is really where you find it on the finish. There is still some lingering pepper, but I would give it a white chocolate flavor on the finish. Cigar still medium bodied. It's sort of moving in the direction of medium to full, but it is not there yet. But it's a little above medium, just a touch. Well, we're getting down fairly close to the end, about 1.5 inches left. A few flavor changes here. The front end, you still have a little cedar with some sweetness. Those raisin notes are a little more prominent. The nutty flavors have now sort of switched over to a charred oak. We're getting more charred oak now. The pepper is probably at an 8. The finish is still one of what I call, it's still in the white chocolate category. We have some of the toastiness to it though, or I think the charred oak is filtering over. So in some ways you could just go ahead and call it a toasted cream, because now it's getting more in that category, and the lingering pepper is still there. I would call it medium to full. That would be generous, but I believe you could go ahead and call it medium to full. So that's where we are with about 1.5 inches remaining. Well, we're down to the end here, so let's wrap it up. Flavors about like they were in the last segment. Wasn't much of a jump from there to here. Enjoyed the raisin notes. That was nice. That was different. Cigar did definitely move and stay into the medium to full range. Like I said, everything's about the same as it was before. Enjoyed the cigar. Took about 1 hour, just a minute or two over, but right around 1 hour to smoke. And This version of the Exodus is definitely different from the others, and I actually like it. Maybe a touch more than the others. The notes changed. If you noticed, we had several changes there. I wouldn't necessarily call it a very complex cigar, but it did make several significant changes. Not really anything negative to say about it. Limited amount of these cigars, 3,000 boxes, not a whole lot. So do get out and find them in shops and try them for yourself. For me, very good cigar. I'm giving it a 91. The new Torano Exodus Finite, very good cigar. I suggest you try it. And final score, 91.